Trapped in the Game, an NPC survival story. Chapter 3, Quest Giver. The next few days see Cole continuing his engraving of sigils into his cell. While he undoubtedly would not be strong enough to face the woman in the red dress, he feels confident that as long as he's in the cell, he could face most of the acolytes and guards. Not that he has any interest in testing his strength against any of them. All Cole wants to do is escape the Red Sect, but the valley goes off seemingly forever, and the temple is built into a mountain chain that Cole can't possibly challenge. Thus, until a better solution came up, Cole continues training and hunting to live. "What do you mean you don't have a quest, stupid NPC?" An irate voice sounds out as Cole descends the temple's stairway. A male who looks no more than 20 is harassing a red priest. "What are you babbling about, acolyte? Why would I give you a quest? Just go hunt in the valley." "Tch," the man clicks his tongue. Useless NPC. With that, the player walks away. Over the last few days, Cole has seen this sort of interaction happen a few times. The number of players starting in the Red Sect starting zone is increasing. Cole thinks for a minute before opening his menu to a screen labeled Quest Giver. This screen was never available to players, so Cole has no experience with it. Now, though, thoughts are stirring in his head. The Quest Giver menu allows him to write out quest names, descriptions, and rewards. Every day, Cole had an upper limit to the amount of XP he can give out, but that upper limit grows in relation to the number of stat points he has. Cole's current stats are listed as Strength 3, Agility 3, Stamina 5, Mind 5, and he has unlocked a new stat, Dexterity 2. Currently, Cole had a daily allotment of 35,000 XP that he could distribute with the quests. He could even give money if he wanted to, but that would have to come out of his pocket. Additionally, he would be awarded back a fraction of the experience points issued in the quest. It could be a powerful tool if used right. Cole has been watching the players for a few days. They would begin chatting up NPCs that gathered by the stairway, hoping to find a quest giver. Most targeted the more high-level priests and priestesses, but inevitably they'd target any NPC that loitered. Today, Cole was intent on fishing for quest seekers. He settles by the base of the stairs and practices his engraving on the dirt at his feet. Every so often he would look up to see if anyone was approaching. As he grew more engrossed in his engraving, he fails to notice someone's approach. "That's amazing," a woman's voice meets his ears. It takes some effort not to smile as he looks up at the young woman who's looking intently at the inscription in the dirt. "Thank you," Cole says with an even voice. "What is it?" she asks, her eyes round with curiosity. Cole sets down the stone implement and points at the various elements of the sigil. "It's a mark of fortune. You see the runes? They identify the gods of prosperity and fullness. The circle contains the power and allows it to be channeled." The young woman smiles. "Where did you learn how to do that?" Cole shrugs. "I've been doing it so long, it's hard to say where I learned it." She stands up straight and seems to be collecting herself. "Sir," she begins, "is there anything I can do to help you?" Cole inwardly cheers. He'd already written out the quest. Quest: Starving Artist. Description: Cole Luna seeks aid in acquiring meat while he practices his profession. Acquire 10 pieces of meat for Cole. Reward: 1,000 XP, plus 1 reputation with Cole Luna. The woman's eyes are unfocused as she reads the quest. She ponders. Cole can't help but wonder if he set the rewards too low. As he worries, she smiles. Okay, I accept. With that, she rushes out into the valley intent on getting him the meat. Satisfied with his first fighting attempt, Cole goes back to inscribing sigils into the ground. Most of the engravings are related to luck, but Cole fills other spots on the ground with protection sigils. He doubts there will be any issues, but it doesn't hurt to be cautious. As he busies himself, a smiling man approaches him. "Hello, brother acolyte." Cole looks up. "Greetings." The smile on the man's face seems sincere as he begins asking questions. "Brother acolyte, might I know your name?" Cole nods and states his name. "Ah, that," the smiling man exclaims. "That's a wonderful name. I also have a name, but it's kind of silly." "Oh?" Cole smiles inwardly. "What's your name?" The smiling man rubs the back of his neck sheepishly. "Dancing Dagger." Cole hides his amusement. Some people like giving themselves unique names in the game, but Cole always preferred using his own name. It just helped him get invested in the character, though he never wanted to be this invested in his character. "It's a good name, Dancing Dagger. What can I do for you?" The man's infectious smile returns. "I was hoping you had a quest you could give me." Cole nods. In a moment, Dancing Dagger is reading his interface. He groans. "No money? Brother Acolyte, we're all starving." Cole shrugs. With a sigh, Dancing Dagger nods. "Okay," he says. "The XP's better than the other quests. I accept." With that, the smiling man goes off into the wilderness. Having noticed the pair before them, other players start showing up in front of Cole. Most of the players have no interest in small talk, eager to be off into the wilds. It doesn't take long for Cole to hit the upper limits of the XP he can give out. Fortunately, the number of quest seekers has already reached its limit, and Cole is left to wait for his quest seekers to return. The woman is the first back, and she smiles brightly as her inventory is unburdened of 10 pieces of meat. As easily as that, Cole gains a chunk of XP, all from standing around drawing in the dirt. As the day starts to die, Cole receives the rest of the meat from the hunters. When the players depart, Cole walks over to the mean-looking cook at his grill. "I'd like to sell some meat." The man's piercing gaze analyzes Cole before he gives an almost imperceptible nod. The pair work out a reasonable price, and Cole walks away with a full wallet. Feeling pretty good about himself, Cole returns to his room to rest and continue his engraving. The days that follow see a repeat of this process. In addition to raising the levels of his class-related skills, Cole uses XP to purchase potential points at a high price. Rather than build himself as a melee character, Cole focuses on the mind stat, bringing it up to 10. As the stat grows, Cole feels as though weights that he'd never known to be there were suddenly released from his mind. His understanding of the art of engraving develops into higher realms. Cole once more sits at his spot outside the temple. In his hand is a carving knife and a smooth stone. With meticulous precision, Cole is inscribing a sigil with the defining feature being an explosive element. While busy, he doesn't notice a figure approach. "Hi, Cole," comes a young woman's voice. His gaze turns up to see the pretty woman looking down at him. Is it just him, or does she look irritated? His thoughts are interrupted when she performs an exaggerated sigh. "Seriously, Cole, when are you going to update your quest chain? How many days of meat do you need?" Cole rolls his eyes. "Did you just—" She's flabbergasted to see an NPC roll his eyes. "You're right," Cole says. "There is something I need help with." Excitement wipes away the young woman's astonishment. With a thought, Cole sends her the quest. Quest name: precious stones. Description: Cole Luna's artwork has advanced to the next level. Find a smooth stone with a sufficiently flat surface and return to Cole with it. Reward: 2000 XP, plus 1 reputation with Cole Luna. The woman raises her eyebrow as she comes to understand the new quest. Well, she says, at least I only need to find one of them. I accept. Also, I'll take the meat quest. Cole smiles. Thank you. The woman leaves in search of Cole's prize. The stones will be precious for his development as an engraver, allowing him to transport his sigils through his inventory with ease. The stone he's currently working on will function similarly to how a grenade would function. He simply needed to send mana into the ignition sequence, toss the stone, and watch as shrapnel devoured whatever creature he happened to want dead. The finished Saint Stone wasn't omnipotent, but it's the foundation for a non-combat focused class like Engraver to fight enemies, at least until he acquires a new primary class. Cole carries on for some time, occasionally looking up to offer quests to eager players. In Cole's previous experience as a player, most quests included a token sum of money for the reward, much like how the Red Priestess had given him some for his hunt of the gophers. But Cole provides greater XP for the players, so they don't show any lack of interest in his quest chain. Feeling bored, Cole opens the forum thread for Planet Rune. Comments ranging from questions to flaming insults cascade throughout the forum. Most of it is irrelevant until he sees a thread labeled Red Sect in the Valley of Crimson. Final flourish. Hello, fellow players of Planet Rune. I was wondering if anyone knows anything about the storyline of the Valley and the Red Sect. Hope we can share a discourse for our faction. Cole reads over the original post and then reads through a deluge of comments. Most are agreeable, while some lawful good players try to start a flame war against the players of the evil sect. Cole reads on until he sees a post with a familiar avatar tied to the ID. The young woman's name is Wu Lan, and if he had any doubt who the woman was, her comment confirms his assumption. Wu Lan. There's an odd NPC who hands out quests at the base of the temple. He's not very expressive, and yet seems to always be working on his craft. I don't know if his quest line will lead to anything. I just think it would be a good idea to watch him to see if he makes any strange moves. Cole frowns. Indeed, he doesn't act quite the same way as the other NPCs do. He has to gain potential points and XP to advance, whereas most NPCs stagnate on their level. That's not to say that the other NPCs don't perform tasks or level up. They just can't match Cole's growth potential. He's still at the bottom of the evolutionary totem pole, with a G ranking. However, he feels that the bottleneck for advancing to F rank is closing. Cole continues to scan the forums for some time, seeing a few more comments on his strangeness. As the day draws to a close, Wu Lan and the usual gang of quest junkies return with Cole's prize. The stones can wait. So Cole returns to the meat vendor with his spoils. As the sale is finalized, a notification pops up on Cole's menu. Grillmaster King, +1 reputation. Cole's lips turn upward. Reputation with certain characters and factions can improve bargaining power for the barter system. It can open dialogue options and quest opportunities. The Grillmaster is still dismissive of Cole, though not as openly hostile as before. Thinking on the matter, Cole opens his reputation tab on the menu. His reputation with the Red Sect faction remains at 0, but the Grillmaster's name and biography are listed next to a reputation meter at the lowest threshold. The base level of reputation for the character is neutral, with 500 points required to reach friendly. Of course, the meter also runs in the opposite direction, from unfriendly to hostile to hated. As he examines the menu, Cole finds a drop-down menu showing players and their reputations with him. Wu Lan's name shows up at the top of the list with 45 points. Cole scratches the back of his head, realizing that he'd been in the game for longer than he'd thought. It was within his power to give out hundreds of reputation points if he wanted, but Cole didn't have any plan in mind that would require a high reputation from the players. In addition to Wu Lan were Dancing Dagger and a few dozen players with progressively fewer points in reputation with him. Cole thinks for a moment before closing the menu. In the Valley of Crimson, there is a quest chain revolving around the 4 corrupted kings of the Red Sect. Each king has a tomb that can be found hidden in the valley. Players will slowly learn of these tombs and explore the trap-laden dungeons. Cole hadn't played the quest line, but his lore master background wasn't just for show. He'd studied the data points of most of the popular worlds of Cosmos. A plan started forming in his mind. The tombs each held powerful artifacts that could aid him if he wanted to survive the death cult. Cole looked at the menu once more. Name, Cole Luna. Class, Engraver. Legacy experience, 12,500. Evolutionary rating, G. Strength 5, Agility 5, Stamina 8, Mind 8, Dexterity 6, Potential points 0, Sharpen 5, Identify Weakness 4, Steady Hand 4. Cole reviewed his progress. It was well-rounded for his current state, but he knew better than to be an all-rounder. He needed to specialize. Cole Luna had some level of mastery over all the main playstyles. The planet Rune supported melee and ranged physical damage dealers, but the true advantages to be found on the planet favored magic wielders. With his base class as an engraver, his class advancement would ideally be a mage-type class. Class advancements were a crucial step for becoming more powerful in Cosmos. A warrior could advance from pugilist to knight to any number of high-level classes. Players get to choose their base class before starting the game, but Cole had to improvise. No player would even be able to select the niche engraver class in the character creation. It would have had to be learned as a secondary class. Cole didn't even know if it would have worked before being forced into the situation. Cole put his thoughts aside and focused on what he could do.